Accra, the vibrant capital of Ghana, the first African nation to gain independence from colonial rule in 1957.
Your beloved country is free forever.
More than 50 years after, the dream of building a prosperous nation by Independence President Kwame Nkrumah continues to elude the over 22 million people of this country, rich in mineral resources, in its cultures and traditions, and jealously protective of the democracy its peoples have won. It is a nation that has found its voice, home to a people liberated and to speak their mind. A nation of old, but also of many new faces. There is no better way of telling a story than to start from the beginning. It is dawn in Ada, one of many low-lying towns on Ghana's coastline with the Atlantic Ocean. Here, as in many Ghanaian traditions, life is associated with the dawn of a new day. It is at dawn that family members gather to celebrate the gift of life, the birth of a new member of the community. The royal family in Ada offers to recreate the dawn time outdooring ceremony for our cameras. The scene reenacts the events as they would have following the birth of Princess Asi Kabuki Okansi, a key member of the royal family of this part of Ghana. The ceremony, the traditional equivalent of baptism, would have held days after the birth of the baby princess.
The outdooring ceremony would have been at 4 o'clock in the morning at dawn. They would, all the elders and the relatives will gather, and cold water would be poured from the ceiling onto a child. To let the child know that yes, it is, this world is not going to be all comfortable. That there is some harshness, that there's going to be good days and bad days.
Few and far between in the male-dominated traditional governance landscape of Africa, a woman in the ranks of government like Princess Asi Okansi is one of Ghana's striking new faces. Kingdoms giving prominence to female figures like Ada coexist in a country that is home to one of Africa's most powerful male-ruled kingdom, the Ashanti Kingdom.
Ashantis, they thought, well, and that is true, they had fought wars all over the country to unite the country, and they were also, as a matter of fact, a conquered country. They were not a colony as such, but a conquered country. And that is why the NLM said, okay, if Ghana is going to be given independence, well, give us our independence, because we are a conquered country, and they compared Ashanti to Germany, which was a conquered country, but had been liberated.
Some hold that independence without some autonomy for traditional kingdoms created two-in-one countries.
We lost an opportunity there. We really lost it there, because if we had kept those things the way they were supposed to have been kept, that would have been our district offices. It would have helped the rural areas to be able to compete even with the cities and the towns. But because of that, doing away with all of that, just declared, no, we are now going west, and just dropping all the things that we were doing and taking the power away from the traditional groups, it hurt us a lot economically. And I think that is part of the reason why we have this two-in-one countries. Because when you get to the rural, they don't know, they don't really understand this new government. Just as England kept their king and their queen, we should have kept some of those things intact, and I believe it would have helped to bring up the level of our rural communities much more.
After a childhood in the village, a chance to earn an engineering degree in one of America's most prestigious universities, offered in those days to only a few lucky girls, and years spent working in the West, Princess Assi Okansi returned upon the passing of her father to assume royal duty, bringing investments to Ghana she hopes the diaspora will emulate.
We have in our hearts to do something here. And it's not going to take the World Bank, it's going to take us. So we need to create our World Banks. If we had our own World Bank or our own financial institutions that were investment and development then those institutions, that is our next level.
I see an extremely important role for the diaspora. To bring back those experiences is a big boom for Ghana. We already see it. And we've seen it in many countries. I mean, the return diaspora is an army of entrepreneurs, of capital, of people with natural connections here that can come and revolutionize and innovate.
We have, I don't know what ADB is doing in America right now, but in a diaspora, there should be a diaspora and African bank.
One of Princess Assi Okansi's most prized investments is this school, known as Prosperity College, in her native Ada. The school offers special training benefiting youngsters and women on techniques of breaking the cycle of poverty and embracing prosperity. Princess Assi Okansi also runs a holidays program, searching Canada and the United States for temporary employment and offering these to youth from her village.
I want to see a time when the children of Africa would not have a need to go overseas to make it.
Her other investments also benefit over 800 orphans.
We are blessed to be a blessing unto others. That when you do well, you can't think about just yourself anymore. If you're in a family in Africa and you are doing well, you don't keep everything to yourself. Relatives will move in and they're coming to visit you for the weekend, they can stay for a year. You have no right to kick them out.
Princess Assi Okansi also runs a program to facilitate the return to the continent of African Americans and other citizens of African descent. Her Door of Return program, the opposite of the Door of No Return of the slave trade days, has already offered an opportunity to returning African Americans such as Isaac Hayes.
Hello, my name is Isaac Hayes.
Returning African Americans accept an African name during a symbolic baptism-like ceremony on the seashores in Ada. Isaac Hayes was one of the first in the African diaspora to return to these shores, accepting the title of Nene, meaning chief, and committing to support the development of this part of Ghana. Other prominent returnees include Hollywood superstar Steven Seagal.